గౌరవనీయ ఎంపీ గారు తనుజ రాణి గారు.
Thank you, sir. Honorable Chairman, sir, for the past 10 years, Andhra Pradesh has faced significant challenges due to its reorganization. Despite these unique circumstances, the state has not been granted special category status, leading to the funding constraints similar to those of other states. The lack of special category status has significant repercussions on the various sectors, particularly the education sector. The Andhra Pradesh has had divert resources towards building basic infrastructures, leaving the limited funds to the development of education. Establishing schools, providing quality education and integrating modern teaching technologies required substantial investments, which is correct funding model does not adequate support, sir. Sir, in June 2023, Andhra Pradesh is the first state in the country to launch 10,000 digital classrooms throughout the usage of interactive flat panels, which has been continuously emphasizing about the need for IFPs and moving beyond the traditional textbook teaching. The former Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Jagan aims to elevate all the government schools to level of cooperative schools and achieve the same in many cases. Moving to IFP classrooms is the significant step by the government to enhance the education quality. We completed renovation of all 45,000 schools under the Nadu Nedu, now known as Mana Badi, Mana Bhavishyattu, with the ultra-modern facilities, and spent nearly rupees 16,000 crores on modelizing the schools. These schools were once in a pitiable condition, has now become the inspiring learning centers with the new furnitures, fans, lights, arbor, drinking water, and the washrooms with the running water. Sir, Jagan Reddy garu used to say and follow this quite in Telugu. ఒక దీపం గదికి మాత్రమే వెలుగునిస్తుంది, కానీ చదువు అనే దీపం ఒక కుటుంబానికి, సమాజానికి వెలుగునిస్తుంది. విచ్ సేస్ एक दीप अंधकार में एक कमरे को रोशनी देते हैं, लेकिन शिक्षा वो दीप है जो परिवार और पूरा समाज को रोशनी ला सकते हैं. The Jaganana Ammavadi, renamed as Talliki Vandanam scheme, initiated by the former Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Y.S. Jagan Reddy garu, has significantly decreased the drop-off rate and ensured the minimum of 75% attendance among the students. The government has allocated approximately 19,618 crores to support and establish 84 lakh students, ensuring they continue their education. Adequate funding plays a pivotal role in enhancing the infrastructure, improving the faculty quality, and bolstering research capacities and fostering the overall academic excellence. Such investments are crucial for cultivating a robust and effective education system. Sir, a proposal of more than 100 new Kendriya Vidyalayams is awaiting sanctions. I would like to request the Honorable Minister to kindly sanction a new Kendriya Vidyalayam and allocate the funds for the establishment of the same, especially in my constituency of Araku, which is the reserve constituency and have the large number of ST population and does not have even one Kendriya Vidyalayam still day. This would complement the Ekalavya schools and increase the avenues of education for ST students. Thank you, sir.
Students, I'd like to highlight here that, as was mentioned by members of the opposition, education is a concurrent budget item, is a concurrent subject, and whatever budget is being spent by the central government is on central government institutions and not on state government institutions and not on private institutions. So the number should be divided by students and faculty members and staff that are in central government institutions. And any drop in the number of schools, amount of budget that is being spent, I think every state is accountable to speak about it, because schools are largely run by state governments and not by central government. So I think we should be careful about how we attribute blame. And I think in this changing world, it's very important for us to recognize what is the role of government. Is it to spend money only, or is it also to enable? I think there's a balance between the both. It is to regulate, is to create good policies for the growth of the education ecosystem, and for those who can afford it, providing high quality education. And for those who can't, I think the government should step in and invest into the future of such citizens of India. So with these prefacing comments, I'd like to get into the demand for grants for the Ministry of Education. I'm only speaking about the Ministry of Education, not commenting on the budget for skill development or entrepreneurship. And I would like to get into specific points appreciating the government. I think overall, the budget has increased from about 1,12,000 crores to 1,20,000 crores over the last year. And I think that's about a 7% increase. We're beating inflation, but as a fellow educator myself, I always hope that we are able to give more money to education, and I think that will keep happening. Going into specific issues, I think the Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan, the increase of 11% from 8,300 crores to 9,300 crores is reinstating this strong commitment to enhancing these quality schools in India. The PM Shri program was mentioned. The budget has been increased from 4,000 to 6,050 crores from last year. And this is a strong commitment to enhancing the educational infrastructure and quality across India. Currently, about 10,855 schools have been impacted across 763 districts. And there's a target of impacting more than 14,500 schools through this program. I'd like to also appreciate the STARS program budget, which is largely to improve teacher effectiveness through specialized teacher training. And right now we've got about 3,75,000 schools impacted, 15 lakh teachers trained through this program, and about 4,40,000 crore students who have benefited across 6 states. I mentioned this in my speech on the budget, and I think I'd like to mention it again here on education. I'd like to specifically appreciate the e-vouchers being provided to about 1 lakh students every year to secure loans of up to 10 lakhs to pursue higher education in domestic institutions, and the 3% interest subvention on student loans. On higher education, a subject very close to my heart, the budget has increased by 8% since last year. And two aspects in particular: the budget to world-class institutions like the Institutes of Eminence has increased by 20% from 1,500 crores to 1,800 crores this year. And the support to central universities has increased by a large 38% from about 11,500 crores to close to 16,000 crores now. The one thing I'd like to request here, sir, is while the allocation has increased overall, the budget for the Central University of Andhra Pradesh and the Central Tribal University of Andhra Pradesh, which are subjects of the AP Reorganization Act, have been subsumed into the larger support to central universities. I request that the budget, whatever has to be allocated to these two specific universities in Andhra Pradesh, continue as expected in the Act, and we are supported to establish them as soon as possible. I'd like to then go over the achievements of NDA over the last 10 years. I think one of the foremost things has been the new education policy that was announced about 4 years ago, and various aspects of implementation are between the states and the center. There's a huge responsibility on the state governments, on the central government, to really see this into reality, because the language of the NEP, as an educator myself, is something that I'm really looking forward to seeing in reality. What are the achievements of the central government? Speakers of the government and representing the BJP have spoken also about the number of universities that have increased from 700 to 1,100, number of colleges that have increased from 37,000 to 44,000, the number of central government institutions, the institutes of national importance have doubled from 75 to about 149 in 2020-21, and more have come in the last 2-3 years. The educational outcomes have been spoken by speakers before me, but I'd like to reinstate my appreciation for the increase in women enrolled from 1.5 crores to 2.1 crores, close to 2.1 crores, indicating a 32% jump in women enrollment, and the ratio between male and female students in higher education is 1 to 1.01. So that's a fantastic improvement, and that means that more women are actually coming into education than before, and I appreciate the government's efforts in achieving that. The 7th pay that was implemented in 2016 for faculty and teacher salaries and staff salaries across institutions in the state and the center I think has done a great job in making education an attractive employment opportunity for citizens of India. We run a private university and we pay salaries, and we are constantly competing with government institutions on attracting talent, and we still fight for talent vis-a-vis those who go to institutions like the IITs and the IIMs. And I think the benefits that the government provide and the stability that the government provide really attract high quality talent into educational institutions in the government. The private sector is growing. As was mentioned, about 50% of the students and faculty are in private sector institutions. But I fear that many private institutions are not able to recruit faculty at the quality that the government institutions are able to. Another measure that has come about a decade ago is the NIRF, the rankings for institutions across the country. And now I think it's made a very clear race for institutions everywhere that if you want to recognize, you want to get recognition, you want to get access to funding, you need to do well on these rankings. I want to request the government to pay more attention to this one aspect where I think we've reached a good place now, but I'd like it to become more qualitative in the future so that there are some metrics which reward you for quantitative growth, which is good, but once we've reached some quantitative level of success, I think the emphasis on quality, whether it be the quality of publications, the quality of PhD, is going to be the next level for NIRF to lead institutions to the global rankings. There are some institutions in the global 200 rankings from India today. There can be many more. I think we are well underway in that direction. I think the evolution of NIRF is going to help us get in that direction. Coming to some requests, sir, for our state to begin with. The Ministry of HRD has, sir, I'm the only speaker from my party, so I think we have about 20 minutes.
7 minutes.
Not paid any spoke.
Not more than I spoke, but I think our party has about 20 minutes.
Okay,
sir,
take
so
one more minute, fine,
Yeah.
finish.
For the state of Andhra Pradesh, for a university in my parliament, Andhra University was committed to provide about 1,000 crores over the RUSA, Rashtriya Uchatar Shiksha Abhiyan program. And we've received some money in phase 1 and phase 2 to the tune of 20 and 100 crores. The previous state government has not paid its share, and hence further devolution of funds haven't happened. So my request is that the state is in a bad shape. This program should continue to support Andhra University. And the RUSA overall has increased to 1,814 crores this year for such state universities across the country. I appreciate the intention of the government to keep taking that forward. Again, coming back to the Central University, the Central Tribal University of Andhra Pradesh, the IIM, IIT, NIT, ISER, all central government institutions, many of which are in various stages of completion. I request the Ministry of Education and the government to continue allocating funds in a speedy manner, and whatever support is needed from the state government, we will provide it. I'd like to highlight the Central Tribal University in particular, where a campus was allocated in my parliament during our regime between 14 to 19 in the state, when Mr. Chandrababu Naidu was the chief minister. But the previous state government had created a lot of confusion, tried to move it to a very different area where they didn't allocate the land fully, and the campus didn't start. And the request from the staff of the Central Tribal University is to come back to the campus that was allocated in Kottavalsa Mandal in my parliament, where the 500 acres of land has already been allocated. I'd like to end with recommendations to the government on certain points. One is the One Nation, One Subscription initiative, where you give access to journals to institutions across the country. If the central government can get that access, I think institutions around the country will benefit. Integrating social and emotional learning into the Indian curriculum and encouraging alternative education models is critical because we're seeing mental health challenges grow across the country, and I think that support is essential for our education to change. Giving more support to repairs and maintenance. I see that government institutions are suffering from lack of repairs and maintenance budgets. And lastly, and most importantly, I'd like to request for a budget on research on how outcomes of school education, outcome of higher educations are changing. What's happening? Are government school students going to colleges? Are college students getting jobs? We need to track them maybe via the Aadhaar, create a national database, and change the way we invest money into education, because with the advent of AI, with the advent of technology around the world, the jobs are changing and our education system doesn't seem to be equipped enough to face those changes. I request the Centre to invest into that research and change the way we invest our money for the future. Thank you for this opportunity, sir.
Thank you.